So you've heard everyone's moving to Tucson, Arizona, but you want to know why? Well, stick around with us because we're going to jump into that right now.
Let's get to it.
Welcome back, or if you're new to this channel and you want to learn everything from A to Z about living in Tucson AZ, then click subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith and this is my husband,
Dustin Smith.
And we've helped hundreds of people just like you move to
and from
Tucson, Arizona. So whether you're moving in 12 days, 12 weeks, 12 months, we got you covered. Give us a call, shoot us a text or an email, and let us help you make that smooth move to Tucson, Arizona. All right, so let's jump right into it. One of the main things that brings people to Tucson, Arizona is our weather. We have over 300 days of beautiful sunshine throughout the year. So you can leave those snow shovels at home. A lot of the people coming from other places are sick of shoveling snow. So it's just a great environment if you are over that cold, gloomy weather.
And because we have so much clear skies, it is a great place for astronomy.
Not to be confused with gastronomy.
No, not at all. We'll get to that though. So we have a lot of amateur and professional astronomers here, and a ton of that going on through the University of Arizona too, which is, I believe, the world's #1 place for mirror manufacturing for telescopes like the Hubble and Kepler. So yeah, awesome astronomy area here in Tucson.
He's got a lot of fun facts, so he's interesting to talk to when you come here. But with that, that sunshine, unfortunately does come the heat. So in Tucson for last year, 2023, we averaged 89 days that were at or above 100 degrees, with 20 of those days being over 110 degrees.
Seek shelter, keep the air conditioner running.
Lots of water.
But to give you a little bit of context to that, if you go a little bit further north up to Phoenix right there, it can dramatically change. So up there, they have over 111 days over 100 degrees. So that's like a third of the year. And then last year they actually had 31 straight days over 110 degrees. So
miserable.
Yeah, it's miserable. They do have a lot more indoor activities up there. They have some bigger lakes that are closer by too. So there's some trade-offs right there. Phoenix really is a wonderful place, but I would choose Tucson, or I did. All
right, now with over 300 days of sunshine comes reason number 2 people are moving to Tucson, and that is the outdoor recreation. Tucson really is a hot spot for outdoor recreation. We have some great options as far as national parks go, like the one we're in today is Saguaro National Park East. You can also check out Saguaro National Park West, although I prefer Saguaro National Park East. I just love the Rincon Mountains and the setting over here a little bit more than the west side, but check them both out, see which one you like better. But it gives access to a lot of like hiking trails. Biking's very popular here, so a lot of cyclists around town.
Oh, the cycling, according to the Tucson Loop website, we're actually like the nation's #1 destination for cycling now. So congratulations to Tucson for that. There's great mountain biking trails. The Loop's just a well-established paved trail, but there's little things that pop off of that that are more challenging.
Like Fantasy Island.
Yeah, Fantasy Island. People love going to Mount Lemmon. There's some good, crazy trails that go down Mount Lemmon.
Absolutely.
To really push yourself to the challenge, and if you want to get that adrenaline rush, that's available for you there too. Yeah,
and we have a lot of areas around that people like to take out their vehicles, 4-wheeling or ATVs. So just a lot of good options, especially when you get more towards the suburbs that are, northwest, northeast, southeast. You're going to have a lot of great options for riding trails, and those can be fun, just like with the hiking, to check out after some of our good monsoons, although you do have to be careful for those flash floods. As long as you're careful, definitely worth getting out there and checking out. Our monsoon seasons usually can start as early as June and go through about September, and it just really gets the water flowing on some of these areas, even here in Saguaro National Park East, where they have some great waterfalls and little ravine areas that you can check out, and creeks that go through different areas areas, Sabino Canyon.
Yeah, well, endless hiking options. So yeah, feel free to ask us if you're headed to Tucson, recreational, throw it in the comments. Jennifer's great about responding to comments on there. We love the engagement. You know, I also wanted to mention horseback riding. Well, in general, Tucson has a great Western culture to it, you know, long lasting to it. In fact, Arizona, we celebrate rodeo break. So, you know, the rodeo is very important when it comes to Tucson. The schools are going to give you a couple extra days of vacation. They're going to shut down roads for the parade, and there's parades in different towns around Tucson too. So, Benson, I think
Marana has a Founders Day parade. So there's just a lot of really good options for that. Also golf. I did golf throughout high school and college as well. So I've played, I believe, every course that Tucson has to offer at this point. And I can definitely recommend my favorites. If you're a golfer, let me know and I'll send you over which courses you should check out. Although I don't think you can go wrong.
No, especially like this time of year, like going into like the May, June. Oh, the grass is beautiful on all of them. It's not taking much for that grass to sprout up right now.
Absolutely gorgeous. All right, another major consideration when people are looking at moving to Tucson, Arizona is the cost of living. So especially with the areas that we have had a lot of clients coming in from, most places in California, Washington, Colorado, Montana. A lot of people are moving here not just to get out of the snow, but for that lower cost of living, especially as they get into, closer to a stage where they're going to retire, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But as far as the cost of living, if you want a more in-depth dive into the cost of living in Tucson, Arizona, check out our cost of living 2024 video.
Jen did a great job, pulled up a lot of good comparison options from some major cities. So at least give you a baseline, even if your city's not included. And if you have some input on that, let us know.
Yeah, and things like diving into utilities, food, gas, any of that you could want to know. But if we don't cover it, definitely reach out, and we'll answer your questions.
And things change all the time.
They do.
Too.
Yeah, right now, like even just the gas prices, they were creeping up over $4 a gallon, and now I've noticed that they're a little bit under again, a little more reasonable. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth on that, but overall, like our utilities are pretty reasonable, and with the average sales price in Tucson being just under $400,000 currently, it's a little more affordable than some of the bigger cities people are coming to. I mean, even if people are considering the difference between moving to Tucson and Phoenix, we're considerably less when it comes to utilities and housing prices and rental prices.
Well said. Well, the next point, if you're going to spend any time outside, you're going to have to love the scenery and be familiar and maybe even love the wildlife as well too. So the Sonoran Desert's a little bit different than other parts of the United States, especially as you go further north.
Absolutely.
We do have some black bears up in the mountains, but you're not going to see any really in the Tucson area. As soon as I say that, someone's going to hop on here and they're going to be like, actually, we saw a black bear like 45 years ago in our backyard. Sometimes they come down from the mountains, but it's pretty rare you'll ever see it. You won't see them within the city. You'll kind of see them on the outskirts very, very rarely.
Yeah, consider yourself lucky if you get to see some of the things. Like I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen a mountain lion other than pictures and videos that other people are posting. I haven't even seen a bobcat, but sometimes they'll just hang out on people's walls and you see them post it like on Facebook or Nextdoor if you're part of those groups, which is really neat.
Oh yeah, I saw someone post on Facebook the other day about finding a badger and everyone's on there like, no, that's not in Tucson, it is real. It is real. I've seen it too. So
and we still have things like raccoons. Like we're more in East Tucson currently, and we've definitely have had raccoons in our neighborhood, and you've even seen a possum out in Vail.
No, just a badger.
Oh, badger, that's right. Okay. Yeah. But my parents have had things like bobcats on their roof. They've had a fox up in their tree. We see owls all the time. So.
When we lived in the middle of the city, we'd have skunk it into our yard. That was terrifying.
Yeah. Rattlesnakes.
Wonder why my dog was barking.
Snakes, scorpions, spiders. I mean, all the things that you may not like or want to be around are just kind of part of what you have to deal with if you are planning on living in Tucson. But just know that there's a lot of great bird watching and a lot of really cool wildlife to check out, especially just hanging out outdoors. You're going to see just in a 5-minute time span, we can usually find something really cool that I'm like, hey, I've never seen that bird before. What kind of bird is that?
Yeah. And most of the critters are gonna, leave you alone. As far as rattlesnakes go, they really just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see them basking out on the street. It helps them, digest whatever their last meal was if they get a little bit of extra heat on their belly.
Yep, and the scenery is gorgeous. So I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's just a desert. Like, oh, it's just cactus and a bunch of brown and green and it's boring. Like, I promise you it's not, especially if you make it out to places like Catalina State Park, up by Picacho, into the Saguaro National Parks, and just everywhere around Tucson. Even just driving during the springtime, we have beautiful, colorful flowers. You'll see purples, you'll see oranges, yellows, pinks, and then the cactuses flower as well too. So you could probably see it in some of our videos. If not, we'll try to include a picture here. But the saguaros actually bloom around this time of year too. And it's really cool to see.
Yeah, right now they're starting to go crazy. For basically the whole next month, those saguaro blooms will be popping up and just making all the saguaros around Tucson look extra pretty.
Absolutely. And then, in talking about that scenery too, I've never seen a bad sunset here. It attracts a lot of people, especially with photography, as well as our monsoons, because we get some spectacular lightning storms during our monsoon season.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I mean, we could put that as a reason of its own. We have we have phenomenal lightning here. Some of the best in the world. Right around monsoon season, you'll see it striking the mountains. You'll be able to see it 20 miles away.
Yeah.
Just crazy lightning strikes. I have a friend that does photography who sells canvases, prints of his lightning pictures.
Absolutely. Yeah, and those sunsets too. I mean, you can't go wrong. I'm an amateur. I love taking pictures on my phone, but anyone who is a real photographer, you can really just capture some beautiful, beautiful sunset pictures most times of the year. All right, something else that is bringing a lot of people to Tucson is our food and art scene. So we were talking about astronomy, now we're going to talk about gastronomy. Tucson is actually recognized as a UNESCO City of Gastronomy. So we have so many different options for food in and around Tucson. If you are visiting or you live here, we have all of our favorites. So, shoot us a message, drop it in the comments. We'll send you our favorites, our list of recommendations.
Yeah, let us know what part of town you're visiting to, because we've got something pretty much everywhere.
Absolutely.
Or, different, if you want a good destination away from where you're going to, we can help you figure out a place to go just to go eat.
Or if you have family coming into town and you're like, where's the best place to take them? We really know a lot of the different restaurants that have some cool history around town as well. And then the art scene. So if you saw the very first part of our video, we were standing in front of a really cool mural. You can find over 50, actually I think even more than that at this point, murals all throughout Tucson. There's even maps. We can drop some links down below if you want to take a drive and find all the different murals around Tucson. It's a sight to see, and they're so unique.
It's like a scavenger hunt while you're here, like a side quest. Go check out some different murals and check out who the artist is and what else they've done.
Absolutely.
So yeah, fun thing to do.
Yep.
So another consideration and another reason why a lot of people end up moving to Tucson is actually job transfers or career transfers. So Tucson's not really leading the nation by means of job growth, but there are some pretty big employers here, and they recruit from out of town. So, Raytheon's a big one that we help people with. So they're moving from Raytheon site to Raytheon site, or accepting a new position within one of the 2 Raytheon sites that we have here.
Absolutely.
There's Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. What else is there, Jen?
U of A, so brings in a lot of professors as well as a lot of students. And then definitely the medical field too. We see a lot of people that are coming here for the medical field. We have, TMC is one of our big hospitals, Banner, Northwest. So just a lot of options in the medical field as well.
Yeah, Jennifer mentioned the U of A. Yeah, as far as career goes, that's a big one. But if you combine the professors, the career aspect of that, all the the different positions they have around there, their astronomy division, and the students, the U of A is basically its own economy in its own city. It can feel like you're leaving Tucson just going to visit the U of A area.
Absolutely, and the housing over there is quite a bit different, with some of the houses even being like 100 years old over there now.
Yeah, closest to the most historic center of Tucson.
Absolutely. All right. The last reason we want to talk about, although these are far from the only reasons people move to Tucson, Arizona, the last reason we're going to talk about today is retirement. We actually get quite a few people here that choose to retire here. Sometimes they start off by buying like a second home here and come here for, our cooler season, which is generally, October until about April when it starts warming up. Most people leave March, April timeframe.
Yeah, and of course, like people that are looking to retire here, one of the considerations, proximity to doctors and hospitals. So yeah, major hospitals, doctors, within a reasonable commute time. Most of the time, you're about 20 minutes away tops to a nearby hospital. And if you got to travel for different medical reasons, Tucson does have its own international airport. It's not the best international airport as far as being able to go anywhere in the world when you want to. So people might actually skip over and take off to Phoenix. More international flights from Phoenix. So
absolutely, but at least we're only 2 hours, depending on where you are in Tucson, about 2 hours from the Phoenix airport. And the outdoor recreation, the weather, all of that kind of leads right in with the retirement, allergies. There's just a lot that really goes into it that people factor in, but Tucson is one of the main places that people look at when they're looking to retire.
That's right.
As always, thank you for sticking around with us. If you have any comments about why you moved to Tucson or why you're thinking about moving to Tucson, anything that we didn't cover, drop them below. We would love to hear from you. And if you could, give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so we can keep you updated on the current market in Tucson, Arizona. And if you or anyone you know is thinking about moving to or from Tucson, Arizona, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text or an email, and let us help you make that smooth move.
See you on the next video.